Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions. Today we're back with more PHISH, and thanks to Curtis, we are doing the song Character Zero. This is from 6/8/12, and as far as TreysGuitarRig.com, not a lot of information, but some basics. Mesa Mark III long head. I love that. He's got a couple of the Languedoc 212s. He's got a vintage real Leslie speaker. That's always great. I love that. Ocelot is the guitar. A whammy, all sorts of kind of cool stuff. All the Ross compressor, of course. Boomerang for his looping. Let's see. And that's kind of it. It's kind of slimmed down. Not a lot of delay. Oh, the Nova repeater is the delay. And then uh, the Ibanez DM2000s, that rack mount delay, that seemed to be in there for a long time, and I believe still is. So I'm glad that kind of is in there a lot of the time. So with all that bullshit said, here we go. Character Zero.
I was taught a month ago to bide my time and take it slow. Then I learned just yesterday to rush and never waste the day. Now I'm convinced the whole day long that all I learn is always wrong, and things are true that I forget, but no one taught that to me yet.
So I was going to quickly mention Mike's bass sound kind of jumped out at me for some reason. It's punchy but big and bassier, and I don't know, maybe he's playing on lower strings than maybe the last song I watched, but I tend to do a couple songs in a row, and obviously this one, the last one I did was from 2018. This is from 6 years earlier, but super cool. And another thing I just recognized, or maybe I've known before, was how much basically Page sings harmony with Trey. Maybe that's always been the case, but it just kind of struck me the last couple of songs like, oh yeah, they do a lot of unison stuff as far as singing goes. Uh, Not much to say about guitar tone, just a clean kind of, decent guitar sound. And as you know, or may not know, I love gain, I love distortion, and Trey has one of the greatest, I would say, on the low end of gain, more like the overdriven kind of sound, more tube like tonal characteristics is what I would say, which I love that as well. So anyway, here we go. A little more drive, just by technique though. Love the bass tone. Yeah. That's a cool run. I was gonna quickly mention that like guitar is so unique, and Trey just kind of proved that by, you have all these open strings, and I don't think there's another instrument that besides the guitar, you can kind of do all these kind of like have a drone note, whether it's the high E or the G or the D or the A, and you can kind of move around in a linear fashion and kind of do a melody. I don't know about banjo or whatever because that's more articulated, it's more arpeggiated and stuff like that. And but on guitar you can do all of those things, and it's such a unique, cool thing about guitar. And that was kind of a cool, nice kind of run that he went up the neck on. And it just kind of reminded me of that kind of technique. Yeah. Not a lot of gain, but awesome. Yeah. So I that's a little confusing to me. He was using a wah. I don't see it listed here, um, but it sounded more like that kind of that big rounder vowel sound is more like an Ottawa, like the Mutron. I don't see it listed here, but oh no, he does have a wah pedal. But I'm just saying the wah has a more linear how it does it. No matter how you use your foot, there's only a few, unless he's got a special one that has that really cool wide scope, and that's like Chicago Iron. Their parachute wah is one like Tony Iommi used on later records. And that has that kind of characteristic. It's kind of a different. It's a wah pedal, but it has two inductors to kind of do that kind of sound. And I guess my point is, I love that, and I would keep all the envelope filters I bought if I could get that sound. Then just yeah. Yeah, Mike is killing it. Yeah, nice. Oh yeah, here we go. That's it. Yeah. Nice. There we have it, character zero. Interesting song. I like in the solo where he did that kind of that line where he was repeating, then moving up a half step. I love that. It was like an arpeggiated thing. And it's such a great way to build tension. Mike Stern is a guy that does that quite a bit. He's doing more bop, like jazz influenced lines and stuff. But he kind of does that. He takes like whatever the kind of that same pattern, basically, if it's like a major arpeggio or something, usually on the higher three strings like the E, B, and G, and he just takes that and moves it around. He's not even changing the fingering. And it's so fun to do as a guitar player because you don't have to like figure out another fingering and all of that kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun to do, and once you kind of get the arpeggio under your fingers, you can do it pretty easily. I love the guitar tone. I would say gain wise, that's definitely on the lower side. Um, Mike sounded great. I love the bass tone on this, and I don't never dislike his bass tone, but sometimes the last one I did that was from 2018, it has that real punchy, active sound, and I can't remember what the bass he was using. Probably the modulus, I would assume. I wonder why he never used Ambelic, or did Mike use Ambelic basses ever? Because that's right in his wheelhouse. Maybe is it because maybe like uh, Phil Lesh or someone used him? I think Phil had Ambelic stuff, and Jerry didn't have well, he might have early on might have had Embelics because they did all that preamps and crazy stuff, but he had his, I forget what they're called now, but all those guitars he had towards the end that were made by that one guy specifically for him with all the preamps and switches and all that cool stuff. Ambelic took that and took it to an extreme. Mostly not on guitars, but mostly basses. Stanley Clark was a big user of Ambelic, and I believe still is. Can't really think of anyone else off the top of my head. Oh, John Entwistle, at least at some point, was a big Ambelic user. Anyway, we're talking about PHISH. I love Mike. He's a great bass player. It's taken me a while to kind of wrap my mind around it. It's like that rhythm section kind of thing. Like John, immediately I knew was an incredible drummer. Just the sensibility that he has with a song, and he's kind of chugging away there, but it's not like a drum solo, like a big tom fill. It's just like solid driving, drumming. Um, and I said this in the earlier one. If you know of this, is my challenge for myself and maybe you as a watcher of this thing. Looking for more early PHISH. A friend of the channel mentioned that I haven't really covered a lot of early PHISH where it was more prog ish kind of things. And I've probably done maybe a handful. And what I said to him in my defense was like, there's just not a lot of video of it. That's kind of may or may not be true. I don't know. But that's kind of my thought. After doing so many PHISH videos over maybe a year and a half now, maybe two, I'm not even sure. I've run across some of those early ones, but it's not, as far as a percentage, it's probably 5% of what I've done, if that. So anyway, if you know some proggy stuff, even if it's new, I don't care if it's old video or not. I mean, if they're doing a song that you love that was from the early 90s, mid 90s, that you thought was cool as far as guitar playing or as a band, let me know. I'd love to do some more. So anyway, I am Brian. I love Trey. I love PHISH. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the support. And I'll see you soon. Thanks again, Curtis, as well.